Good morning, everyone. Guys, I've been working on my rules document. Kind of want to show it off. This has been a giant work in progress for like forever. I've been working on this probably, you know, at least since 8 months ago, probably since the start of the year. And, um, yeah, finally figuring out like what rules are most important to me. For me, the most important thing is always $200 daily drawdown. And I mean, that will never be broken because I'm gonna have to go into my accounts and literally change the settings, the liquidation settings. I'm never gonna do that. So this is the most important thing for me. That's why it's the golden rule. Everything else kind of just comes second. But this is the golden rule. This is my suggested game plan. $200 risk per trade per account. Mandatory live trading window. Going on a walk after every trade, resetting. And then this one is just basically don't spam the buy or sell button because I ran into an issue with that. Then I have a whole bunch of other stuff down here, but this isn't. These are all kind of old stuff, and I still need to figure out like which of this is important, what of this is important, what of this is kind of just like not valuable to me. But these are the you know important ones I have so far. So let's go ahead and see what we got going on today for news, and then we'll put it in the Discord. I need to turn off notifications for Discord because let's ask ChatGPT. User settings, scroll down notifications. It's funny, ChatGPT said mad. So it says scroll down the notifications under sounds, toggle enable desktop notifications off. Wait, it's user settings, bottom left next to your name. Man, we got quite the wick here at 8:30. I wonder if news came out or something. I'll take a look at that in a second. I'm just trying to fix this or figure this out because I hate how many notifications go off every dang second. Bottom left next to your name. Oh, this is gains settings. I need to go to user settings. Notifications. Under sounds. Yeah, disable all notification sounds. There we go. Why was it even on in the first place? That's what I don't get. Okay. Anyway, let's switch over to my main screen here. Why are these grouped together? What's up with that? Okay. Switching over to the other screen. Let's see what we got going on for the day. Oh, we gotta look at news. So, news. 8:15 we had ADP non-farm, and 8:30 we had advanced GDP. So let's go ahead and screenshot that. Yeah, I think people might not be trading today in the morning because it's FOMC. I still am, my rules. I'm showing up every day. I don't overcomplicate it. I just show up every day. That's kind of how I feel right now. So it's what I think's best. All right. So now that we got news posted, so news just came out, so that's why we did get a wick just now. So I'm gonna log into Tradevate. I need to establish the groups that I'm trading. The group, not groups, just group. Should be the same as yesterday. Oh man, it's kind of frustrating because I've been trying to figure out what's been going on with not being able to buy Apex evals because my account's on review, and Apex is not getting back to me, which is kind of concerning because why, right? Why aren't they getting back to me? I don't like that. It gives me the vibes that like back in the day, like I used one of one funding and that was just like, not good. And they just would not respond to me with a clear answer, and so I hope that's I hope they respond. Apex responds to me because I don't know what's going on with that. So here we go. Bang! We got all these accounts here. So this is July 30th, 2025. Switching over to the other screen. So writing it down, July 30th, 2025. So the accounts I traded yesterday were funded 2, funded 10, funded 13. Funded 13. And then eval 41 and eval 42. So I'm going to be trading those exact same ones. So 1 contract, 2, 3, and 4 on each eval. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 4. Okay. So altogether, that is 3 plus 4 is 7 plus 4 is 11. So 11 contracts. All right. So 2, 10, 13, 41, 42. 1 con, 1 con, 1 con, 4 cons, 4 cons. Okay. So this is going to be multiples of 11. All right. So since it is, FOMC later today, decent chance we're going to need to, if we do get a trade, probably on the lower time frame chart. Oh, we are getting a move higher. Let's switch over to the other screen. See what we got going on. I also need to record in my journal. Actually, you know what? I kind of want to make sure the liquidation settings are all put in place properly, because I haven't checked that in a while. Okay. That's right. What? Okay, that's right. That's right. So the daily loss limit should be 800. Oh, I should have had a. That would have been smart. I should have had a daily profit trigger for the eval, so that way if it hits, then it hits. Yeah, I need to add that. Whenever I take a trade on an eval, I need to make sure I put that in place. So then same thing here. Since I'm risking $200 per trade times 4, daily loss limit needs to be 800. Okay, checking all these. PA. Okay, this is the one I need to see. That was concerning. Why don't I have that? That's why I wanted to check, because I was thinking that I might have to put some new information in. Okay. 200, 700. 200, 700. 800. 200, 700. 200, 700. Alright, we should be good on the liquidation settings. There we go. Okay. So, let's switch over to the other screen. Good morning, Hyper. How's it going, man? We got FOMC later today, so we'll see how the market is this morning. I don't know if we'll get a trade, but I am showing up every single day for my live trading window. If I don't like anything, then I'm not gonna do anything. Have you traded live before, and how many days did you backtest? I'm watching you from SAT, I guess. So that I backtest. Every Saturday I try and do a backtesting session. But I do go live every single day for my live trading window. It's from 8:30 Eastern to 11:10 Eastern. And yeah, I trade live every single day. I've been doing it for a while, a long time. But yeah, good morning, everyone. Good morning. Once again, FOMC today. So we'll see what happens this morning. Maybe we won't get anything. Maybe we will. I'm just here to show up for my live trading window. I'm just here to show up. So anyway, I kind of want to outline, possible models, right? So since it's pre-market analysis right now, let's go ahead and do that. So what should we start out on? So yesterday we held that 4-hour gap on S&P. Then we got this move lower. I guess actually I kind of want to start out on that daily model that I had framed, right? We had this daily fair value gap. Obviously we have this. So we hit that first standard deviation. So now we're kind of just, in this consolidation. I'm not sure. Oh, you know what though? We do have a bullish SMT, I think. Higher time frame is bullish, right? So at some point, we're likely going to reach up for the second standard deviation. It's just a matter of when, probably. So I'm going to put this in daily. July 30th, 2025, 8:46 Eastern. Okay. So I want to look for SMTs. I think SMTs, they're one of the most valuable ways to get bias. So we did have bearish SMT, but now that SMT was kind of already used. So I'm wondering, well, now what, right? Because this is a low, and this is a lower low on S&P, versus on NASDAQ, this is a low, and this is a higher low. So this, we do have bullish S&T here. Now, honestly, very possibly, we could just consolidate because this is pre-FOMC. It's the morning before FOMC. If we measure out this range, that was the exact high. That's pretty cool. That's why I think range projections are so underrated. Look at that. Second standard deviation perfectly hit. Third standard deviation perfectly hit. I mean, use it as a confluence for a target. So, once again, we still have this new week opening gap here. It's going to be interesting to see how are we going to interact with this. Let's see. So S&T with an old previous day's low. So this is from actually yeah, no, I would just consider it, since it wasn't actually previous day's low, I'm just going to consider it a regular S&T. So holding the new week opening gap. So I'm just going to put this on the hourly chart. Not necessarily framing a model, just making an observation. This is on the 1 hour, so so what might be valuable is, since we have a very obvious new week opening gap, splitting into fourths. Why did I not save it for the fourths? What? I gotta save a new template now. I thought I saved it. I would like the SMT to hold push lower for several days based on seasonal tendencies. Yeah. I could see it, dude. I'm still kind of just, getting locked in here. I'm not exactly sure yet. Higher time frame is so bullish though. saved fourths. I guess let's zoom into the lower time frame chart here because it's yeah. Higher time frame is just kind of like slowly chopping up. So I'm thinking order blocks will probably hold well. We have this 4-hour order block here. Anytime you're in kind of like a slow, choppy uptrend, all the order blocks hold. So this 4-hour order block so far is held. S&T with both S&P and also YM here. Once again, guys, I'm still kind of just, getting locked in. I'm not exactly sure yet what to think of anything. I'm just putting screenshots in my journals here of my observations. So here's a 4-hour order block. So So 4-hour order block. I don't need to put the timestamp every time. I don't know why I was doing that. Okay, new week opening gap here. Looks like we are just, bouncing around this new week opening gap. Right, from high to low to high to low. Hey, what up, random guy? Good morning. Good morning. So I'm still waking up, and I'm not exactly sure what to think yet. We're just kind of still looking around, locking in, waking up. Bears SMT at the highs. I like the most recent SMT the most. I think, SMT is most valuable when it's most recent. So I'm looking at this SMT now because this is a more recent SMT. But that's just my thoughts. Could I be wrong? Absolutely. Right? We're just in such a bullish uptrend. I don't know if the bearish S&T is going to hold. It very well could. I'm not saying it can't. This is a 4-hour for value gap, to be fair, right? To be fair, this is a 4-hour gap. But every time, we think that we're going to go lower in the uptrend, it doesn't happen. Could I be wrong? Yeah. Easily. So we swept out these lows. Let's see what kind of lows they were. Previous day's low. Alright. So we've swept out previous day's low. Now we have S&T with this 4-hour order block. New week opening gap. Oh, look at this. This is something that I think I've been sleeping on for a long time. But the old previous week's highs, like they still interact with the market. Like old highs, like previous days high, old previous days highs, they still interact. The market still interacts with them as support and resistance. I didn't realize that for the longest time. I until ICT one day was like, yeah, it was confluence with the previous day's high, the old previous day's high. I was like, what? And then I realized, oh dang, like you can use them as support and resistance. Like I didn't realize that. So that's something that I learned pretty recently. So looks like we're chopping around. So I really do want to pay attention to where we are relative to midnight and relative to 8:30, because that's gonna kind of tell me like whether we're overbought or oversold, because we are in this consolidation. I'm gonna delete this. So midnight. And as well, like since we're kind of in a consolidation, I also want to pay attention to probably the volume profile. Where's the liquidity, right? So I'm gonna drag this out. Where is the liquidity? See, looks like somewhat of a liquidity pool here. Most of the liquidity is in this center area. So maybe we'll go down to this, but I don't know. What are your guys' thoughts so far? I think we're in a consolidation because pre-FOMC. Simply put, it's going to be hard to get, this is a day where, like, if I do take a trade today, I think it needs to be lower time frame, because higher time frame is consolidating, lower time frame is going to be running liquidity. So that's what I kind of want to look at, is lower time frame. Like just kind of like a tiny little scalp on the lower time frame, right? So 15-minute breaker here, popping above these highs. So I'm going to observe how we hold this 15-minute breaker above midnight, right? And do we have 1 minute change state delivery? I just want to observe this. I'm not going to take this. I just want to, obviously right now I'm not taking anything. I just kind of want to observe, like, how are we going to respond to this change state delivery here? Maybe you want to use the higher one, but once again, I think when you're in a consolidation like this, you can just kind of use lower time frame levels, because higher time frame is just chopping around, so lower time frame is running liquidity. So I'm curious how we respond to this change of state of delivery. I'll take it on demo, right? Just to see, it's always good for practice, right? So But obviously this isn't like, you know, a good trade, or I don't know, it might be, I don't know, but I'm just not doing anything really. Actually, you know what, let's just chill. Obviously I'm not this would be paper, I'm just saying, let's just chill. So I'm kind of getting overwhelmed with all these lines here. Let's bring midnight over here, right? Let's get it out of the way. Let's get 8:30 out of the way. So this is a 15-minute breaker. You can see how we're getting rejected by this 15-minute breaker, right? So far, this change dead delivery is been sending price lower. Once again, I could see us purging this area. See that as a liquidity pool. Then maybe, right, you know, we could get a move back up. I don't know, right? Just gonna have to wait and see. There's a lot more we gotta look at probably. As of right now, though, like, we are kind of just consolidating. Once again, this, we might go here, might go here. I don't think we'll get a move, and I'm not really too worried about, you know, looking at higher time frame stuff because it's pre-FOMC. I don't think we're gonna move that much. Yeah, I think this is where we'll draw, and then maybe, you know, distribute back up on for a lower time frame AMD. So, you know, this is a 5-minute gap below these lows. And it's matched up with that liquidity pool. So we've already swept previous day's low. So since this is a 4-hour key level, we have SMT. I'm curious, where's our 15-minute change day delivery? Because we swept previous day's low. Yeah, it's actually right there. So, right, maybe what's gonna happen is let's get rid of this for a second. What might happen is we're below midnight. This is what I want to see. We're below 8:30. And we have SMT with this low. Oh, and it's also a new day opening gap, I think. What is that? Why does it look like that? Oh, is it just because it's that tiny? That's so tiny. It's just a line. Right, so, you know, gonna consider this possibility of maybe, right? Maybe. I'm not suggesting anything for sure. I don't know. I'm gonna get rid of this new week opening gap because I don't really care right now. Very much maybe, but you know, accumulation. It's not the best accumulation range, but maybe we had accumulation. Maybe this was manipulation into the 4-hour order block. Swooping out equal lows, right? So maybe we're gonna retest this 15-minute change day delivery. So I'm gonna put this in my journal. You never know, right? I'm not gonna do anything really, but I'm just observing. And then, you know, standard deviations. I'm just gonna mark out the second and the fourth. So, you know, just an idea, right? I'm not saying it has to happen, but we are below midnight. We are below 8:30. We did get S&T with previous day's low. So maybe right, so maybe, you know, dropping down a lower time frame, this is obviously accumulation. Obviously. So I kind of want to see which way we're going to manipulate. I also kind of want to see, we have a 15-minute for value gap right here. I want to see if that aligns with Goldbach at all. We got to move it up a range. So up one. So we sweep liquidity here. Fair value gap is close to the fair value gap partition. I don't know if I'd consider it in the fair value gap partition, but it's kind of close. So anyway, I'm gonna mark out this 15-minute for value gap. It's more or less like an OB. What it is, right? It's an OB in the OB partition is what it is. So this will probably be very sensitive. I'm curious now. So maybe if we get a 1-minute change to delivery, off this 15-minute gap. That's very much what I'm considering, right? Because this is the low of the dealing range. We're below midnight. We're below 8:30. Accumulation 2 to 2.25, 4 to 4.25 of the higher time frame model, right? Possibly. I don't know for sure. Fair value gap partition is right here, so let's just mark that out. Right. Now let's get rid of the gold block because it's just too much, dude. It's too much. Kind of look at stat map, right? How does our session stat map look? So it would have us manipulating all the way down there. It's kind of far. So, well, we can mark it out, right? Maybe we'll go to it. Session manipulation level, right? I just want to have it marked out all the way over here, though. That'd be pretty low. I don't know if we'll go all the way down there. So we could also mark out the session distribution level, right? You know, just in case. So once again, has there been any obvious manipulation? No. So I'm not going to really be looking to do anything. New day opening gaps. Once again, we have this new day opening gap that's like super, super tiny. Let's turn this down to 1. Just so we can really actually see it. I mean, it's ICT says you don't really use them when they're that small. Is the thing. So I'm pretty sure. Could be wrong. Right, so we know this is a 4-hour order block. I'm gonna get rid of this because it's in the way. Yeah, nothing obvious to me, so I will be doing absolutely nothing unless I see something I like. One thing I'm thinking, you know, we have a very obvious accumulation range. So project the low, right? I guess 0.5, the 0.5 is in that fair value gap partition. So we should mark out both. Because the first one, this is a possibility as well, because this is aligned with the session manipulation level. This one's aligned with the fair value gap in the fair value gap partition. So, accumulation 0.5. Come on. And then, yeah. Then here's the -1. I kind of want to have this on my other chart though. So I'm going to actually, you know what, I'm going to do that. Because it's kind of messy. I hate having too much stuff on my chart. So I'm going to move this over to my other screen so I can keep my chart clean. So switching over to my other screen, right? Accumulation. And then, right, here's that 0.5. So honestly, that's the first area that I think it could go, is that 0.5. Once again, we have that fair value gap there as well. 5-minute fair value gap too. So this might be better as a 5-minute, 30-second trade if we did get something. Okay, let's switch back to my other screen. Oh, and I also want to have 8. I'll do that in just a second. So let's clean up the other screen here. Switching it over. So now my chart is empty, naked, and now we're just observing. Yeah, I'm gonna switch it back to the other screen. And I'm just gonna, the other thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna mark out midnight and 8:30. Those are the only other things I want on my chart. So yeah, I'm thinking we'll manipulate into the 5-minute gap. That's kind of what I'm thinking. But I don't know. This looks a lot more clean. I kind of like this. Is anyone here? Is anyone in the stream? No one's probably trading today. Oh, there's 3 people watching. So some of you guys are watching. Volume and balance, right? Switch over to the other screen. Volume and balance. Yeah, today is definitely consolidation type of day. So yo, what up, Michael? So yeah, like I said, guys, this is what the price conditions we would expect in pre-FOMC is just consolidation. If I don't see anything I like, Oh, that actually means so much to me. Thank you, man. I'm gonna keep trying to make the videos better, one day at a time. I know I watch them back and I'm like, dang, I could have explained that better, but I'm gonna keep trying my best. Like I was watching the one from yesterday and I was like, I think it did a good job for the most part, but I started talking. I'm like, if someone didn't know anything about trading, they would have no idea like what I'd be talking about for the beginning part, like accumulation. They would not like. My goal is to make it so someone who has no idea what trading is can still watch the video and have it at least somewhat make sense. I mean, obviously, it's kind of really hard for it to make complete sense if they've never watched anything, but I want it to at least make somewhat sense. So if I can just be able to explain things in like a sentence, like, and have it make sense, that would be ideal. I'm learning. Your insight really helps. I'm about 4 months into trading. That's awesome, man. That's awesome. So, yeah, check out that volume imbalance. See how we respond. Let's see how we respond to this. We got market open in 8 minutes. If there's any kind of trade that we get, market open is probably going to be the driver and 10 a.m. Because there's not really anything else until later today. I think in general though, this low here, it might be protected because of the SMT. Then again though, we could actually sweep the low and we would still have SMT. Okay, now I'm actually kind of thinking we could theoretically sweep out that low and you can see like what I'm talking about here, right? We have SMT with this low here, right? Theoretically, right, we sweep out that low and we would still have SMT. So I guess that's something to consider. Like maybe we are gonna come down. Like I do have to be aware of it. I want to look at all possibilities. Like I hate just getting tunnel vision, right? It's very important not to get tunnel vision. Because this is also, right? This is also a, oh yeah. Oh wait, this is a 4-hour BPR. Yeah, actually, you know what? This is a 4-hour BPR. You know what? Yeah, this, and then this 4-hour candle swept out the high and then closed lower. So depending on how this candle closes, right? If this candle closes like this, we might be looking to trade this down lower, right? Because look at how this 4-hour candle is so far closed, right? Okay, this looks a little nicer actually. Yeah, you know what? That actually does look kind of nice. Screenshot this. Put this in my journal. I'm just trying to always keep an open mind, observe all possibilities. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, this looks more clean than whatever else I drew out. 4-hour. So how did this 1 hour candle close? 1 hour we got CRT, right? We sweep out that high. Yeah, this is honestly looking more like accumulation, manipulation, than maybe distribution. We have equal bodies here. Oh yeah, this looks way cleaner. Now we might actually be getting somewhere. So CRT with this guy. Two-hour CRT. So now CRT low. This is a draw. Yeah, CRT low is definitely a draw. 6-hour CRT. 8-hour. 12-hour. Yeah, we're popping. This is a 12-hour order block. Daily. I just like looking at everything. Tap to daily rejection block. Okay, the 4-hour BPR actually looks pretty clean. So where's midnight again? I honestly, we might be looking to see if we can get an entry above midnight to go short. Because once again, we do have that higher time frame bearish SMT. So, you know, this could end up driving price lower. Yeah. Yeah, this seems maybe a little more clean. Okay, we have market open in 2 minutes. 4-hour BPR. Yeah, this is a CRT low. This will be hopefully a clean draw on liquidity. What about session lows and highs? All right. So this is CRT low and London low. And London. And then we also have PM's lows here. So it might look like this, you know, low is protected, but we could still end up getting SMT. And then the SMT just occurs later, right? So, like the bullish SMT, right? We have it, but we might break the low and then still have bullish SMT later is what I'm saying. Because that I got wrecked because of that before. Thinking that SMT is going to hold when when we hadn't finished sweeping out all the liquidity yet. So yeah, I kind of like this better. Market open in 1 minute. Oh, market just opened. Okay. So let's see which way we move, because which way we move might tell us a lot about what might want to happen. We have this 15-minute change state delivery here. I kind of want to possibly enter on that 15-minute change state delivery. That could end up being clean. Now, then again, looks like we already got a reaction off of it. I don't want to, you know, rush into anything. But I do think this looks good, right? 15-minute change state delivery. Let's see if we have a first presented for value gap. Where's midnight? Right? We want to find midnight. Oh, but oh, baby. Okay. Midnight chilling right there. That is a very optimal entry. Let's go ahead and put a limit order at midnight, because you guys know, right? We want to get an entry above midnight. So this This is clean. I like this a lot. So, yeah. 4. Let's go ahead and do 4 contracts. Then again, though, we're moving lower. We might not get filled, you know? Because that initial idea, right? We had that initial idea of, okay, let's just be thoughtful for a second. We had that initial idea of that 5-minute fair value gap. So the 5-minute gap, we could run up from this 5-minute gap. Let's say we take London low. 5-minute gap pushes us into this change state delivery. People are trying to go long, but it's premature, and then we just dump further. We also have a new day opening gap here, which is essentially, you know, our backup. We have a giant bodyguard protecting our stop loss. I like this. I like this a lot. I don't think, you know, even if the market comes past the change state delivery, the new day opening gap should protect us. So I kind of want to take the change state delivery if we retest it. Because once again, it's right above midnight. And I think this new day opening gap would protect us. So I'm going to go ahead and put 4, a sell limit for 4 there. 23,499. I don't know if we'll get filled. But I love it because it's right above midnight. Okay. So once again, midnight right there. New day opening gap hopefully could protect us. Okay, midnight right here. Let's see how this goes if we get filled. Once again, right, if we're bearish, which we got the 4-hour BPR here, look away sweep. Right, look away sweep, accumulation, manipulation, and then possibly distribution. New day opening gap hopefully could protect us if, you know, it does push up a little past the change state delivery. So okay, we might actually get filled here. So you guys know where I'm entering, right? Right there. So I'm gonna do 1, 2, 3, 4. Exactly like that.
Order
I just got filled, so I'm gonna do first TP at 23,477. If it hits, 23,477. Second TP would be at 23,456. Third TP would be at 23,433. Once again, I don't have control over the outcome, so I do not care what happens. It's whatever, right? And then last TP at the fourth standard deviation, 23,411. Don't have control over the outcome, guys. just here taking trades. So I think I'd go break even if we can run all these equal lows here. That's probably when I would go break even, because at that point it should start a stop run if it's going to. That's where I'd go break even. I don't have control over the outcome. It sucks. I like the trade, but yeah. Anyway, we're just here showing up. We're here showing up. 4-hour BPR. Nice little sweep here. So once again, right, I'm just here to show up, execute, and just hopefully get better. So I guess break even will be at TP1 then, if it hits. Once again, if it hits. I don't have control over the outcome. This is just me trying my best. Okay, we'll see. Maybe... Nah, I think break even at the equal lows is fine. If it can hit. I like the trade, right? I think this would get post-trade approval because, entry was perfectly above midnight. Really nice 4-hour BPR, really nice Likoi sweep. Really nice, change state delivery. But I guess I don't know, right? I guess I don't know. I'm just here to take trades and execute. I do not have control over the outcome. Once again, I like going into the market trying to, fade what is everyone else thinking. Everyone else probably thinks Likoi sweep, we're going to, continue higher. That's what I would think most people would probably think. So I'm trying to fade the, whatever everyone else is doing. That's kind of the idea, right? Switch over to the other screen. Once again, guys, I don't have control over the outcome. Obviously, I want it to hit at least my break-even spot, but we'll just have to see. Just here to show up, man, and take trades. Okay, we'll see. Will we hit break even or not? Okay, switching back to the other screen. Let's see if we have SMT. We have a bearish SMT as well. So yeah, dude, obviously I don't like that it's going higher, but you know what? I'm just trying my best. Right? Just trying my best. Just here to show up and execute, man.
Stop filled.
There was even SMT too. That's rough, man. So you guys, for reference, right? What was that trade? Well, I saw we had that 4-hour BPR, right? We swept out the highs. Dang it, dude. Wire BPR swept out the highs. 15-minute change state delivery was above midnight. And yeah, our initial idea of the 5-minute fair value gap ended up playing out. So now this inversion just happened. Okay. 5-minute walk. All right, so I like that trade, but we are going to review it. I'm going to review it in the market recap. We had a 4-hour BPR, right? Accumulation, manipulation of these highs. Right? Accumulation range. Manipulation. So what was I looking at? Well, we had a 15-minute change in state of delivery right above midnight. I loved how perfectly placed this was above midnight. And as well, we had a new day opening gap that was sitting right behind it that I thought should hold price. If we were to come above the change day delivery, I thought the new day opening gap should support price. And so I thought this was pretty nice because to me, on pre-FOMC days, a lot of the time, you will get, the people that see this initial sweep and then try and long, and then they just become liquidity. So I thought, well, I want to get on side with that idea. I've seen that happen quite a bit. Now, I don't have control of the outcome. Clearly, the market did respect this new day opening gap, but it still ended up sweeping liquidity. Still ended up sweeping out the high of this BPR, and this 4-hour BPR is still respecting price. 950 macro, your trade had the best entry for the short. Interesting, right? Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, retest of it after we inverse. So, I think I was close. Oh my gosh, good job, Haney. Good job. So like I was saying, I was thinking this new day opening gap should support price. You can see it does support price. But it does so while still sweeping the high while the bodies respect it. So you can see this kind of was, this bias that I had was actually, decent. We're actually moving lower now. And, yeah, I think this 4-hour BPR was nice. Now, it turned out that we needed to manipulate all the way above the high of the 4-hour BPR before moving lower. I'm going to remember that for the future, right? I'm going to remember that. I'm obviously a little disappointed, but I can't control the outcome of my trade. All I can do is take the trade the best trade that I can, and then get better. So, yeah. Unfortunate. I was hoping that it would at least hit break even. You can see if you measure out this accumulation range here, we hit the 0.5 standard deviation right here. So yeah, you can see how precise these markets are, right? Accumulation 1 to 1.5, perfectly hit. I saw that also, but I taking longs because of discounts. Yeah. So anyway, like I was saying, new day opening gap did reject price. Yeah, I guess I'll just journal it, but obviously, a little disappointing. But I don't have control over the outcome, and you know, I will journal it and I will get better regardless. I loved how perfectly placed the change of state of delivery was above midnight. Yeah, exactly. It's pre-FMC, but I genuinely believe that you can trade any market as long as you understand the market conditions. Like, I knew we were consolidating, but you can still trade a consolidation if you trade lower time frames. And I personally don't think there's anything wrong with that. That's genuinely what I believe. Yeah, I took a trade. It's this. It's what you're looking at. I took a loss. I entered at the change state delivery. It got stopped out. The RR isn't there. I mean, PM's lows. I think we're gonna go to PM's lows, and that's pretty good RR. You know, obviously I'm disappointed, but am I doing all the right things? Yes. Am I getting emotional? Like, okay, well, I'm sad, but I'm not tilting. I'm not upset. I took the loss. I took the trade. I'm going to journal it, but I'm not tilting, right? I'm not tilting. I'm just accepting the loss and I'm moving on. I'm not tilting. So see how clean this chart looks? Uno trade. One. Just one singular trade. That's it. I was wrong. So, yeah, obviously I'm disappointed, but I think I'm doing all the right things. So, you can see how precise this is, right? Perfectly. Hit that 1 to 1.15. This is what we were talking about in the Discord, guys. If you turtle soup this high, look how crazy RR you can get, right? Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. I literally can't avoid losing, so. Alright, so I'm going to close out Tradeovate once again. When I take a loss, I just decide that I'm done for the day. So I'm going to be done for the day. You know, if we did that original idea, Tanja said, what's bad? Yes. If I took that original trade idea, you know, what's interesting is it actually would have worked out. Because, right, originally we were looking at this 15-minute gap, right? Originally. We're looking at this 15-minute gap. And we end up getting 1 minute change state delivery here. Well, actually, no. I would have taken this using this 5-minute gap, because notice how this 5-minute gap is well placed below all this liquidity, right? We have this 5-minute gap that's well placed below all this liquidity. So I like this 5-minute gap for a flow state. And then so I would look for 30-second change state delivery off of that 5-minute gap. And you can see that we end up getting that, right? So once again, accumulation. Then, so maybe I should have taken a lower time frame trade, knowing this was FOMC, right? You can see this 30-second change to delivery would have, at least hit TP1 and TP2. So 30-second change to delivery. I would enter on the retest of the wick. So, for instance, here's the wick. I would enter on the retest of the wick. Now, yeah. I think I will give it post-trade approval, but that doesn't mean that I'm not going to learn from it, right? There's sometimes you just have to say, I do think that I like that trade, but I want to learn from it as well. So I'm going to probably give it post-trade approval, but I'm also going to learn from it. I hit more than 1-1R, but goes 1-2R almost. But whatever, I can't win every day. Exactly, Haney. Okay, so look at this, right? Retest of that 30-second change to delivery. Now, yeah, I don't know how this would work, to be honest, because you'd have to go like that, and then yeah, I'd probably go, since I would try and match it with the standard deviation, so I'd do stop loss there. So you can see this would hit. I would probably just target the second standard deviation because, I'm expecting consolidation. I'm not expecting expansion. Maybe that's what I should have done for the short, but but yeah, like I said, this ended up working out. Saving this. I really liked how Midnight was placed above it, I will admit. That was just beautiful, but it did not work out. Low state, retest, 5 minute, 30-second. What? What's up, Annie? It's going up. Dude, let's go. It doesn't look like it's going up, bro. It looks like it's going sideways. Oh my gosh, Annie. It's funny. Yeah, well, maybe we will end up going higher. I don't know. right? I liked this 4-hour BPR. To me, I know this isn't like premium of this giant range or the short term range here. I know it's not premium of this, but it was premium of this. Um, I know that, but I was I knew that was gonna be Seek and Destroy. I was anticipating it. I'm not my personal opinion is you can trade anything. I do think that. So now I think it's just it has to do partially. It has to do partially with um same thing as last time. Like sometimes one sweep isn't good enough. Sometimes you need two sweeps. I think it was okay. Did you hit break even? Nice. I'm journaling. Okay. Sounds good, Hyper. Yeah. Well, I'll remember this day for the future, right? Pre FOMC is just, choppy. But genuinely, I really do believe that all price conditions are tradable, unless it's literally like news. I don't think you can do actual, like the news spike. I think that's going to be like, um, you know, too volatile, like there's just, you know, I backtested many pre-FMC days and they are good in PM session. Well, yeah, because PM session's FOMC. Exactly. Well, I think if it's not just lower R, it's low time frame. So like I said, my personal belief is like, all conditions are tradable besides obviously, when the news comes out and it's just going like that, then I don't know about that, but I think like, for instance, right? If I wanted to take a trade today, right? You just have to micro scalp because it's all just highs and lows. It's all just liquidity. And I know I'm saying that and I took a loss, but I really do believe that. I really do believe it's all just highs and lows. And so if the market's higher time frames consolidating, the micro time frames running liquidity. I mean, I'm not perfect, but I really do believe that that's the case. Like 5-minute rejection block. Then we have SMT with this high, right? I mean, there's always going to be opportunity, but it's just not easy. And then 30-second. Now, I guess this didn't even get a change state delivery, so, but. So, like, maybe there might be, like other 5-minute levels here. Like, or maybe, like, 1-minute levels. Yeah, like I was saying, like, you know, okay, the 5-minute levels aren't holding, the 1-minute levels are gonna hold. So 1-minute BPR, and then, you know, obviously I'm not taking these kinds of trades, but I'm saying if the higher time frame is consolidating, the low time frame is running liquidity. So like, yeah, align the one. See this? See how perfect this is? Align the 1 minute, right? 1-minute BPR. Align the 1 minute. One-minute BPR. Align the 1 minute. We have SMT at the low. Right? Because it's all just liquidity. It's all just highs and lows. So why would it be anything other than that? Why would it be anything other than liquidity and highs and lows? I don't care it's consolidating. If it's consolidating, then micro scalps are going to work, right? So 1-minute BPR, 30-second change state delivery. I mean, now you'd have to enter on the close, but you could, right? You could. 1-minute BPR, 30-second change state delivery, close. Boom, you know? You're stopping out the people that are trading on, you know, the 5-minute 30-second chart like me. But this, you know, there was a trade, right? I don't know. I get that I'm looking at it from hindsight, but I personally think that's the case. See how perfectly with the second standard deviation, right? So, yeah, that's just what I think. I really do think that. I mean, this is obviously accumulation, manipulation, distribution, just on the 1 minute, 5-second chart, right? Is this not the same thing that we always trade just on the lower time frame? Because how else could I get stopped out if there wasn't smart money running it to my stop loss? Obviously it is. It's just highs and lows. So if the higher time frame's consolidating, lower time frames accumulating, manipulating, distributing. It's all just highs and lows. I don't know. That's just what I think. Call me crazy, but that's just what I think. So maybe you even go like this, right? Like, could you imagine in the future when I take trades like this, and then everyone else out there is going to be like, wait, you hear Jake trades on the 1 minute, 5-second chart on pre-FOMC, and they're going to be like, what, how, this is how. Because it's all just liquidity. It's all just highs and lows. I do not care if the medium time frame or the low time frame is consolidating, I'm going to trade the micro time frame. That's awesome, Haney. So wait, did you take a loss? I mean, that's just what I think. I really do think, like, why would that not be the case? It just doesn't make sense to me why. If I'm getting stopped out on my 5-minute or the 15-minute 1-minute trade, I guess technically it was a 4-hour 15-minute trade. I should not have been. That's another lesson. I should not have entered on a 4-hour 15-minute trade on a pre-FMC day. So I'm going to write that down right now. That's another lesson, right? I should not have entered on a 4-hour 15-minute trade. Like, why was I doing that on a trade? Because obviously we're not going to expand pre-FOMC. Pre-FOMC. If trading pre-FOMC, you should really be trading 5-minute 30-second flow states or 1-minute 5-second. Because lower time frame is consolidating, the micro scalp time frame is manipulating, distributing. Just don't trade at all. Well, I'm trying to prove a point. Like, I'm trying to prove a point that it's just all liquidity. It's all highs and lows. It's all, in my opinion, it's all tradable. You miss ICT? What, did he disappear? Nice, man. So medium and low time frame consolidating. So the micro time frame is running liquidity. And I kind of want to keep going with this because I want to prove my point. I want to prove my point even more, right? I'm going to make sure I closed out of my accounts. You see how this is a low resistance liquidity run on the 5-second? Objectively, this is a low resistance liquidity run on the 5-second. So if the low time frame is consolidating, we can still get micro scalps. I'm just saying, that's what no one else is going to tell you, but it's true. And I don't really care what anyone else thinks. That is the case. It's very obvious. Closing out of that. Okay. Yeah, let's see what happened with that first presented for value gap. Nice, man. Let's go. Let's go, Haney. That's crazy. Yeah, first present for value gap. Look at how that gets respected, right? My point, once again, my point is proving itself all time. Like, it's tradable price action. It's not like it's not unless it's literally news where it goes. It's gonna be running highs and lows. That's just the nature of the market. I really don't care what anyone else thinks, and I'm gonna just stand my ground because I'm already ignoring everyone. So I'm just gonna keep ignoring everyone. I mean, part of being a trader is you literally have to ignore everyone. So why would I listen to other traders if I'm already having to ignore everyone? I'm just gonna keep ignoring everyone because I know that that's part of being a trader is how do you even become a trader if you're not ignoring people? I didn't take a trade. I'm just observing. I'm showing you the first present for value gap, right? Yeah, because this is nice because we inverse, right? We inverse this. We backtest first present for value gap. That's cool. And so why does this make sense? Well, we had S&T at the low. Yeah, you know what? I really don't care about taking losses because it's all just learning. It's all just growth. And obviously I'm annoyed, but I don't care. It's all just growth. Yeah. Right. Inverse for value gap. Jan entry on the first presented for value gap. Bang. Right? Once again, this is the benefits of ignoring people. I'm going to ignore people because there's opportunity. And I actually probably want to take this volume imbalance within the first presented for value gap. So I do Jan entry at the volume imbalance. That's crazy. $10.20 IFEG 1 minute. IFG-J. Did your trade hit? Yes, let's go, man. So another thing you can do, right? Is you can take the first percent for value gap. Because remember this? That first percent for value gap, how strong that is. You can take that because let's say you knew that we were gonna bounce off of it and off of this once we inverse this gap here. Let's say you knew. Well, now you can go on the 5 second. 1 minute lines at the 5 second. I just made that up just now, but it's true. Right? 1 minute lines at the 5 second. 1 minute first presented for value gap. Five-second change state delivery. What do you know? Who's right? Who's right? Jake trades it. Jake trades it is right, bro. I am right. 1 minute first presented for value gap entry retest. 5 minute change or 5 second change state delivery. What do you see here? What do you see? What I see is a flow state model that just hit the 4th standard deviation, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. What did I say? I didn't even know. I didn't even know. But it did. How did I know? How did Jake Trades it know? Because I know if it perfectly hits this level, it's probably going to go run through all the highs. And like I always say, where do the market maker models go? To the in between the 4th and the 5th standard deviations. Where did we go? Exactly there. So my point is, low time frames, still opportunity when it's consolidating. It's just the micro scalps that are going to play out. You see that? So like, guys, if someone tells you that you're like, there's traders out there that never lose, no. Everyone is going to lose. There's no way around losing. You're going to lose. And it's just a matter of what's your risk management plan to accept a loss? What's your risk management plan to how are you going to go about the loss? Are you going to say you're done for the day, or are you going to keep trading? Are you going to accept that you're probably going to be on tilt and you should not keep trading? And that's what I did. I took one trade, got off. How many people can do that? Not hardly anyone, right? So I know that in the long run, doing that is going to make a big difference, right? I mean, I hope I proved my point here, right? Markets move fractally, and so if we're running liquidity, right? If we are consolidating on the lower time frame, well, then the micro scalps are going to work. And where do we go? See how this is like void here? Liquidity void. So we know that this liquidity void is going to want to get filled. Right, we have this wick here, and then we have the fourth standard deviation. So like I always say, this is why you ignore everyone. You ignore anyone who tries to tell you anything in trading, because as traders, part of our job is to already ignore the rest of society. Why am I listening to other traders when 95% of them are unprofitable? The charts are going to teach you everything you need to know. The charts just taught me that this 1 minute first presented for value gap aligns with this 5-second change to delivery. I'm not going to listen to other traders. I'm not going to listen to anyone else other than the charts. The charts are going to tell me everything. I can ignore every single other trader that exists on the planet, because by default, those traders, 95 to 98% of them are going to be unprofitable. So why would I listen to anyone besides the actual charts themselves? I can clearly see the 1 minute aligns with the 5-second. The 1 minute first presented for value gap aligned with the 5-second change to delivery. We hit all TPs, right? Why am I listening to anyone besides the charts? It's just so dumb. I am going to ignore everyone. That's already what I have to do as to even be a trader. So inverse that BPR? No way, really? I'll have to take a look at that. That's crazy. Yeah, man, dude, I get fired up because, so many people just say so many stupid things. And it's like, no. You don't know what you're talking about. No. You don't have any idea what you're talking about. See, there's my proof, right? Like, as traders, we're all going to take losses. Every single trader is going to take losses. So just understand that and ignore everyone, because everyone takes losses. Poor guy, though. It sucks. Always sucks to lose money. But guess what? I may have lost that trade, but I learned something, right? TGR the GOAT. I would just say TGR is TGR. TGR is not the GOAT. I like TGR. I also kind of don't like him because he, called me retarded, but I don't know about GOAT. I think FA is the GOAT. He said that on what, Twitter? On Twitter. FA? FA's the guy that made like 40K. Bang. Bang. Tell me that's random. What did I say? You just go watch the video. The video explains it. It's like from 9 months ago. It's like TJR and I have beef or something. Like, it's just too precise. Okay, do it. So 15, so I do 15. TJR said he's Mexican. Interesting. Yeah, I talked to TJR in a call, and then right after I talked to him, he calls me retarded. So like, that's so sick. Tell me that's not a sick trade. No, I wasn't. I was never in TJR's mentorship. What happened is I was on Twitter, and I went and saw there's a Twitter space with TJR and the Crypto Network and a couple other people, and they were all dissing Cardano, and I really like Cardano, so I was just like, yo, you guys like hate Cardano, but one day like it's gonna be one of the coins that stands the test of time. And anyway, they all were like, that's so stupid, you're retarded, you're so dumb. And then I was like, okay, whatever, man. Yeah. Okay. $10.20 flow state retest. 1 minute, 5 second. Like, there's so many opportunities. Like, this is obviously accumulation. This is obviously accumulation. This is obviously manipulation. I'm wondering if there was S&T. Sometimes you might not even. Sometimes if you're good enough at trading, to be honest, I feel like you might not even need a key level, because you can just detect accumulation, manipulation, distribution. I'm so glad, Haney. I'm so glad. I am so glad, man. That's awesome. Yeah, so look at this. S&T, accumulation, manipulation. This is obviously manipulation, right? Like, I feel like if you know what you're doing, theoretically, you might not even need to have a key level, because you could literally just detect the AM and then catch the D with the change state delivery. Right? Because this is probably 15-second change state delivery. Yeah. What'd I say? So what would probably align with the 15-second? Probably like the 2-minute. Maybe the 3-minute. Yeah, I don't know if there was a key level there on the 3-minute. But there was a 15-second change state delivery. Right? So you kind of really don't even need a key level to enter on a change state delivery. You can just do it. Like, enough. I'm done asking people for permission to do things. Like, clearly you can do it, right? So maybe I'll just start considering allowing myself to do stuff like that. Like, if I see it's obvious AMD, maybe I'll just allow myself to enter on the change state delivery. Yeah, to be honest, yeah, no, screw everyone else. I actually kind of think that that's the move, because the market's just AMD. I don't care if it needs. It doesn't need to have a key level. So this is just a regular change state delivery up to that fourth standard. Once again, where do market maker models go? In between 4 and 5. Right. So, yeah, from now on, I'm going to allow myself to just take it, a change state delivery. I'm just going to call it, if there's no key level, I'm just going to call it CISD retest or CISD close. If there is a key level, I'm going to call it flow state retest, flow state close. But you can I'm not dumb. I can see smart money's buying here, selling here, selling here, selling here. Like, what is this wick? That is smart money selling into the third standard deviation. What is this? That is smart money selling into the second standard deviation. What is this? Smart money selling into the first standard deviation. Like, I'm not dumb, bro. I just have to ignore everyone. This is obvious. So obvious. I'm done listening to people. It's time I just ignore everyone and do what I think is best. So once again, not even a key level, right? And you can still take this because of AMD. So I'm just going to call this CISD retest, 15-second. Actually, I didn't want to put the trade in. Because once again, are people just going to give me permission to trade the best way possible? No, they're not going to tell me how to do it. I just have to observe the market and just see what's best. People aren't going to give me permission. No one's going to give me permission to trade in the way that's best. I just have to do it. $10.14 CISD retest, 15-second. As traders, we already have to ignore everyone else in society. So why are we listening to other traders when 95% of them are unprofitable? I bet you no one's even watching anymore. They're like, Jake's going on a crazy rant here. Oh, let's go. I got a sub. Nice. Yeah, probably no one's watching. Yeah. Oh, wow. There's 2 people watching. Interesting. Right, so the market's just all AMD. Trying to prove a point. And watch this consequent encroachment of this wick. Bang. Yeah, that's crazy. So, like, I'm actually so curious now. It's possible that these are running on low time frame gold block levels. If so, genuinely, that's just insane. I love observing the market, man. Okay, we got to put it on 27, right? But genuinely, it's possible that on these low time frames, it's just low time frame gold block. So AMD runs inside gold block, right? Obviously. See this? We might need to adjust this. Well, actually, I think we have to go one more higher. What did I say? Right? Liquidity sweep into the low of the dealing range, right? Then we have a fair value gap here. This is the gap between this and here. Yeah. Fair value gap. Fair value gap within the fair value gap partition. And then what? Right? Expansion to the upside. From the fair value gap partition to the high of the dealing range. I am done listening to people. Jake is it. So actually, this is a 30-second fair value gap. Yeah. There was a key level. Look at this. There was a key level. 30-second fair value gap aligned with the 5-second. Bang. I mean, the precision in these markets, guys, you can't make it up. So I'm done asking people for permission to do things, right? I can clearly see the market runs on Gold Black Principles. I can clearly see low time frame accumulations are micro scalping. You know, if it's accumulating on the low time frame, there's micro scalps on the micro time frame. There just is. I mean, if I'm getting stopped out on my low or medium time frame trade pre-OFMC, then someone's taking a micro scalp to target my liquidity. How else am I getting stopped out? Like, come on. So once again, 30-second fair value gap. So I guess 30-second aligns with the 5-second as well. Or maybe the 1 minute aligns with the 15-second. I don't really know. It's not that big a deal. I think it's close enough, right? 1 minute might better align with the 15-second. Wait, no. 1 minute definitely aligns with the 5-second. Because think about it. 1 hour aligns with the 5 minute. I took a trade. I took a loss. I tried my best. I took a trade. I liked it. And there's nothing I can do besides just show up again tomorrow. It's fine. I don't really care. Every day I get better, and I'm learning stuff every single day. Like today, I'm learning that if the low time frame is accumulating, liquidity is still getting ran. If someone's getting stopped out on the low time frame or the medium time frame, that means that that liquidity pool just got ran. So that means on the micro time frame, like the 30-second, on the 1 minute, like see how this is a 30-second fair value gap? That means that on the low time frame, someone's taking a micro scalp to target that liquidity pool. And let me prove it to you, right? So on pre-OFOMC, if the low time frame is accumulating, micro time frame is running liquidity. See this? S&T, right? So also fair value gap partition. Actually, I guess we weren't even in the. Anyway, let's get rid of this for now, right? S&T. I already kind of drew it out, so I'm not gonna redraw it. Right? AMD is constantly running. So even if the lower time frame is accumulating, the micro time frame is running liquidity. It's all just AMD within AMD. See how this is so clear, like manipulation with this low and then distribution. Objectively, this is happening. And then if I do the same thing with, there was another one that happened right after, right? We had the first presented for value gap get retested, then a 5-second change to delivery, right? And then all these got hit. So, yeah. So I'm genuinely, you just have to just go with what makes sense to you in the market and stop trusting other people, because most people are unprofitable. They don't know what they're doing. So I'm gonna let the market be my teacher, because the market is the greatest teacher that there is. And clearly I can see that when the low time frame pre-FOMC conditions are consolidating, micro time frame is running liquidity. I mean, it's all just stop runs. So, it's all just AMD and stop runs. Okay, I'll look at it. Okay, I'm looking at it. That's crazy, Haney. Good job. Incredible job, actually. I love it. I'm looking at it on my phone. I think you entered on a 1 minute change state delivery, right? And you know what's interesting about that is, well, I guess we don't quite hit OT, but I was gonna say, that's crazy. Good job, man. Yeah, you were in that for a long time. I'm gonna check all my TradeOvate accounts, make sure that there's no open positions or orders, because there's nothing else I'm doing. So, guys, do you guys remember at the beginning of the stream, right? The beginning of the stream, I hopped on and I said, guys, I drew this on my other monitor, right? I said, guys, we are below. We have this accumulation range, right? We have midnight here, 8:30 here. We have a 5 minute fair value gap below with equal lows, aligned with this 0.5. I drew this out in the pre-market, right? You can go watch the beginning of the stream. Guess what happened, right? Manipulation into that 5 minute fair value gap. Observe that, right? And then distribution. Crazy. So, I'm gonna switch screens. Can you see my setup? It's gonna be hard to show you. I don't know how I'd do it. Oh, I guess I could take the camera off. Let me just check my TradeOvate accounts first, and then I can do that. Oh man, I hope I don't lose more accounts. Okay. Alright, so yeah, I'll show you the setup. So we got a light here. Then there's a monitor on the left. Whoops. I have this running OBS in the center. It's my laptop. And then the monitor on the right. You can't really see it that well. But yeah, just a whole bunch of monitors. That's been how I've had it for quite a while now, like almost a year. Six minutes left. Thanks, man. Thank you. Right, so what is this? I don't care that these wicks are overlapping. This is still a 15-minute fair value gap. I don't care. I don't care. I'm ignoring everyone else that says it's not. It is. Right? Actually. Yeah, I'm ignoring everyone else. What is this? This is a 5-minute fair value gap. I do not care that those wicks went up and down. It's a 5-minute gap. I do not care. I do not care that it's not literally a fair value gap. It has the same composure that a fair value gap would have. The same composure, it's just not perfectly aligned with whatever the candles are, right? I do not care that this isn't literally a fair value gap, because conceptually it still is. This is a 5-minute gap. 5-minute fair value gap. I genuinely don't care, right? From one wick to another, right? So implied fair value gap. Dude, that's a good name, right? Because once again, if I have to ask permission to do things in trading, who is going to give me permission to do it? They're not going to want me to know these things. They're not going to want me to be able to know about implied 5-minute fair value gaps, because they don't want me to be. Other people don't care about you being profitable. Other people don't. It's not in their interest to care about you being profitable. So you kind of just have to break the rules, because other people, they don't want you to be profitable. I'm not gonna listen to them, right? I'm not gonna listen to what other people tell me, because we're in a world where other people aren't gonna care. They're not gonna give you permission to do things. You just gotta do it. So once again, implied 5-minute fair value gap. 30-second change in state. And then low resistance lows. Bang. Me either. I don't know what he's been up to. Yeah, like I said, no one's gonna give you permission to do this. You just have to do it. Why is other people who don't want you to be profitable gonna tell you that you can do something like this? They're not, but obviously I can tell you can. Right? So we're probably gonna go to this fourth standard deviation. Yeah, he does. You know what he's doing. I love that. I love that, man. I mean, the world already tells us traders that they can't do something a certain way. They already tell you, traders, the market's random, right? Obviously, the market's not random. So why on earth am I listening to anyone? Why? I'm not. I'm done. I'm done with listening to people. Heck yeah, man. Heck yeah. Boom. And once again, since it's a flow state close, not putting stop loss all the way at the high. Stop loss going like, I don't know, anywhere probably above the breaker, right? And just like that, third standard deviation's hit, right? Yeah, just like I said, who's gonna give me permission to do this? No one. They don't want you to know things. Other traders don't want you to know how to trade. They don't care about you being profitable. So why am I listening to them? Why am I listening to other traders? So annoying. Like, they should never listen to anyone tell you what you can or can't do. Because they don't know they're lying to you. People just lie. On what? What did you take? Oh, you took this trade? Nice. Nice. once again, accumulation, guys. Accumulation, manipulation, distribution. That's all that these markets are. I mean, check out where we went, right? Did we go to the 0.5? Yep. And then where did we go? The 1. Yep. You can't make this up, guys. Can't make this up. Stop listening to other people. I'm not gonna tell you what's actually true. I mean, the precision's just insane. Oh wow, I lost track of time. It's 11:17. We're way past the time we're supposed to go. So, all right, guys, kind of got fired up, but I think we learned a lot today. So. That's crazy. That's so crazy. Yeah. We got to stop listening to people. People are not telling you what's in your best interest. Other traders just let the market be the teacher. Let your observations of the market be the teacher, and that's it. Whoops. Actually, no, it didn't inverse. Dang it. Oh, and then I want to do the fifth one. I guys, I gotta end the stream. But I'm just, I just think this is so cool. This is why I say I'm pretty sure the market runs on 3, 6, and 9. Because why do standard deviations line up so perfectly with, the accumulation, right? This is why I say I think the markets do run on 3, 6, and 9. I just want to keep talking about this just very, very briefly, right? Because think about what's going on, right? Here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sections. Here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sections. Okay, now anyway, my point is there's something special about how this can line up with all of these. There's something special about it. And there's some nature of it that makes it like that. I'm almost wondering if, yeah, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, right? 4 sections, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So once again, this lines up here and here. Here we have 5 sections. We have to split the range in half, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't know. There's something to it. There's something to it, clearly. Okay, I'm gonna end the stream here. I'm gonna screenshot this though. Okay, alright, I will see you guys later. See you tomorrow. Peace out. Or, actually, I'll see you in the market recap. Peace out.